I'm joined by the 20-time champion, the 2-time world champion, one of the best in the business. Give it up for Patrick Price, aka Aches. And I'm joined by another world champion, another multi-champion, stable to the Call of Duty scene, Chris Duarte, aka Parasite. And we got a special guest in the building, Paris Legion's very own, Mr. Don Dada.
Yes, sir.
Don and Tap, ladies and gentlemen, that's what I'm talking about. Welcome. Hey, Donnie, how you feeling? I know you had a few shots. I know you're drinking a little bit.
I'm vibing, man. I'm glad to be here, man. Shout out to ZooMAFia, man.
Yes,
I'm glad to be here, man.
Yes, sir.
You know?
Pat, Chris, how you guys feeling, man? You feeling all right? You guys doing all right, man?
We feeling great today.
I figured you were going to say that, Pat. I figured.
Almost every prediction is coming to fruition, Tom. Almost every single
Pat,
one.
It's actually kind of scary how right you are. You know, it's kind of scary.
Hey, Tom. You know, I was early, right, on a lot of my calls, and I took a lot of heat for being early. But at the end of the day, hey. It's paying off. It's paying off big time.
It's all coming together a little bit, Pat.
Yes,
It's all coming together.
Yes,
Listen, we all know that COD is COD, right? Anything can happen on any given weekend, especially going into major time. Everybody's kicking up now. You know, it's tournament time. We're back on land. There's no online bullshit, no ping bullshit, none of this fucking stupid online bullshit. All right, so we're on land, we're on stage. This is where it matters. We got the crowd roaring, and now we're down to 4 teams, man. We're down to 4 teams. Chris, how you feeling, man? You feeling all right? You said you were a little tired today. You just out of it a little bit, or what?
No, I just got family issues, but hey, man, like we put that aside. We got a good show. It's all good, man. Thank you. But we're gonna have a good show, man. The matches have been really good today. It wasn't really like close games for a lot of these teams, but there was a lot of like just montage moments like all day today.
I mean, listen, we can get right into it. We're gonna kick things off. We got the Minnesota Rokkr going up against the Toronto Ultra. If you want my honest opinions, man, I mean, Toronto came out hot today. Pat, I'm gonna let you and Chris talk about the vetoes, but I'm gonna ask you guys a question if you guys really think Toronto's back, because Ultra's been playing well, man. They look good. But we got a Bocage, Hardpoint, Tuscan S&D, Berlin Control, Tuscan Hardpoint, and Desert Siege S&D. Pat, Chris, I'll let you kick it off with the vetoes. Anything that caught your eye?
They're back, Tom. They are back.
But you think so, Deadass?
I know they're at their home event, right? And there's always the home crowd buff. We saw it at Major One with Optic, right? The only event they've ever made the Championship Sunday or Grand Finals. But hey, Toronto was hot to start this season. They looked dominant, and then they went ghost for a while. They couldn't win a respawn, but now they're firing on all cylinders. Kleenex, the tissue is again an issue, and people just can't. They're struggling against them, Tom.
I mean, dude. He's doing his thing.
The only team so far this tournament that's been able to even kind of be on their level is, of course, the #1 team in the game currently, Faze. So, yeah, I think they're back, man. They're firing on all cylinders. They all are playing well. They've all stepped up, all 4 of them. And yeah, man, I'm excited to see what they do not only tomorrow, but as the season, continues to get to the final point.
Yeah, no, Chris, I'll let you do your thing, but first and foremost, let's go into the listening with Toronto Ultra. See how the boys were sounding today.
Find the boat, guys. Front. Yeah, he's on front. I don't see him front. I don't see him front. Yeah, priest the front. Weak, close front. Priest the front. Nice, good shit.
There's gonna be one more. You know you're there. Truck up.
Honestly, a solid little stretch.
Man, they sounded pretty good. Is it just me, or is it hard to listen to listenings this event? I don't know if it's maybe the crowd's just a little loud. Maybe the crowd's just going crazy.
The way they're like recording the audio for them is
different.
bad. Yeah, it's not the same. Like we were talking about, the cameras are different. I think just the production level of this tournament is just like it's just using different equipment. I think it's probably messing with all that stuff.
Yeah,
but
go ahead, Chris.
I was going to talk about the series or this map in general, but like I mean, I don't think I think Aches put it the best, man. Like Aches probably touched on like every single point, but the 2 people that stood out to me from both these sides, one on the good side, we got Insight. Insight was playing with pace and frying. Like we know Kleenex and Cammy were superstars, and we used to just kind of like grill Insight a little bit for his like kind of like he plays like a statue, right? He's got the metal boots, right? But in this game, bro, he picked up the pace in this game, and I think that's he's moving. I think that's a reason why this team's been able to succeed more, because I feel like that's something that they lacked beforehand. And then on the other side, Priesta. I think Priesta just hasn't been able to carry over his play from the qualifiers, and I think it didn't do them any favors.
I think it affected them a little bit.
I don't think it was just Priesta. To me, still, hey, the only person that I have actual faith in on this Rokkr team is Attach. Yeah, he's the only one
he played good today.
that can play that plays consistently well enough to justify how good this team looked in the qualifiers. Right? They were 5-0.
Top 10, Don? You giving him top 10?
He top 10.
Hey, Dylan's playing he's doing his thing this year for sure.
I agree with you, Pat. But the only issues is I saw like Havoc do his thing a couple maps here and there. I saw Standy do his thing a couple maps. Oh, no shit. Obviously, bro. But I'm saying like they've all had there's those moments where they were playing well, but Preston I don't think had a good event like whatsoever.
But you know who has moments like that, Chris? Frauds. They're frauds.
Oh, Jesus
Christ. They were dominant online. All 4 of them were playing out of their minds, frying. They get the land, they get under the lights, and they look fraudulent to me. Outside of Attach, of course, absolute animal, like Don said, probably top 10 in the game. But everyone else on the team wasn't impressed at all. Pathetic, to be honest. Just getting smoked around the map, and to be as hot as they were online, you can't come to this event and get fried like that.
Yeah. I definitely feel like Minnesota, they let off the gas a little bit going into the major. They came into the major 5-0, you know, so going into it, I just thought they were going to come in and just take care of business. Dylan definitely was the one impressing me as well. Pat, I agree with you. I think Attach was definitely, you know, the superstar for this team. But it was a little weird the way this map ended. Toronto Ultra, they, with 40, 50 seconds left in the game, they decided to leave the hill white for 50 seconds. You like to play, Don? I mean, you be playing the game every day. You like this play? It's a little risky because it almost costed them.
Nah, we used to play like this, but we like kind of adjusted the way we played. Like we like to just soak in the P1. You know what I'm saying? So I don't agree with that.
What about you, Pan? Chris, you guys agree? Because listen, Minnesota brought this one all the way back, and Toronto did clutch up on the last P2. They did, but because Toronto was kind of playing that leave the hill white type of mentality, they kept allowing Minnesota to get those chances to get back into the hill. You know what I'm saying? So it almost costed them a little bit.
I don't agree with the play.
I just think there was too much time on the clock to be doing it.
Right.
Personally.
I just think they were so hot, bro. They just wanted to stat pad a little bit. You know, get some kills for the Toronto crowd. They knew they were a better team. They knew Rokkr couldn't gun with them one-on-one. So I think they're like, hey, let's leave the hill white.
They got close, man.
Hey.
Then Kleenex popped the 3-piece for the dumb.
One of my favorite sayings, Don. It don't matter if you win by an inch or a mile, baby. A win is a win. And at the end of the day, hey, who got the win? Hey, Toronto.
This guy's Vin Diesel from Fast and Furious.
I think they were playing with their foot a little bit. Definitely risky. I wouldn't agree with it. But, hey, when they're that hot and they're slaying that well, you got to tip it.
Insight had a hell of a map. He was 36 and 23. Cammy 33 and 28. On the other side, I mean, even the Minnesota guys were slaying. They were doing their thing. Dylan was doing his thing. Priest slacked off a little bit. But I just think that at the end. Yeah, good damage. I mean, P-Dog's a good player. I feel like P-Dog's he's always going to be impactful on a map. Like, even if he's not dropping good stats, he's an aggressive player. There. You know, he's there. He's doing what he's got to do. So good plays. Pat, Chris, talk to me a little bit about Cammy. I feel like Cammy's been picking up a little bit, no?
Yeah,
I feel like
they all have.
But Cammy's hitting form, bro. Like hitting form like he was, in Cold War. And speaking of Cammy, I mean, going into the one run round here in the S&D, we go into a Tuscan S&D. Cammy was able to find an ace in this round. Gets all 4 players in this one. I'll play it back, let you guys watch it. But what do you think? You think it just clicked for him? You think now, Chris, you mentioned the pacing a little bit with Insight.
Yeah.
I feel like their pacing was a problem. I feel like they definitely improved on that for sure.
Yeah, they've actually touched on this type of stuff in interviews, or they said they just were lost. Like they were actually lost at a point in this game where they were probably just struggling to find the like rhythm of the game and kind of just like fully understand it. I feel like I don't know if it was the coaching staff or just them as players, but like it was. I mean, it's definitely a group effort, but like they kind of just started like clicking with the game, and I feel like that's probably that'll just inevitably happen with like a team like this because these guys rely so heavily on each other. So if one piece is kind of just not understanding it, they're all like struggling because of it. So I think it just helped them a lot.
It was just a matter of time.
It's a matter of time, yeah.
Yeah, matter of time. This S&D was pretty back and forth the whole way through. I think Ultra ended up winning this one 6-4, so good plays out of them. A couple of rounds that caught my eye was the 1-1 round that we just saw where Cammy popped an ace. This was a good round. Kleenex, he was getting aggressive in the middle of the map, but nobody was helping him here. It was really weird. I was surprised. He was kind of just dipping around here in the middle of the map, and I felt like somebody, maybe even number 1, can like come help him out a little bit. He was definitely hitting some shimmies, but number 1 was just kind of sitting well, which I don't. You like that play, Lon? Where were the trades at?
I don't know where the trades were. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. They gave me. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know where the trades were. I ain't gonna lie.
And then we get into the next round. It's a 2-3 round, and right off the bat, I mean, Toronto, they just had so much aggression, man. They were challenging everything. Kleenex is gonna get a good grenade. Insight's gonna find a first blood over by that A side. Instantly a 4v2 situation. So good plays coming out of the Ultra boys. They're able to tie it up at 3. And then this is kind of where Minnesota take the lead. They needed this map here, man. Minnesota needed this one, and they were not able to close this one out. But they do go up here. It's a 3v3 round. It's a big swing round. We're tied in the middle of the game. 2v2 situation. It's Standy who plays a little credit corner. Make it a 2v1. It all comes down to Insight. He's not able to find the clutch, which there has been a lot of clutches today. We'll be going through them a little bit. And then after that, we go to the 3-4 round. This is kind of where Insight brings out the snipe a little bit. I like this from Insight. He wasn't sniping all the time. He was switching it up. Sometimes he's running the auto. Sometimes he's getting aggressive, playing slow. And then every once in a while, he pulls out the snipe, man. Chris, Pat, we know sometimes people go a little too crazy with the snipe. I feel like sometimes they'll keep it out way too long. They're not getting picks. TJ was doing it the other day. He 3-4 rounds in a row couldn't get a pick. Gunless was doing it where he wasn't getting snipes, and they just kept it out.
That was one of my critiques on Insight before, because they like to play Desert Siege a lot, or they did, and Insight would snipe like all the time, but then I noticed that he started putting it away more and getting more involved, and I think that's just these guys have just made improvements. Like every little thing that you could have said about this team that they were doing wrong, they just started to do better and better and better, like as like the years gone by so
and
far.
To be honest, I've always been a big fan of not starting with a sniper but then pulling it out mid-game, right? Because you get to fill out the other team, fill out what they're doing, where they're going to spots off the map. And then the other team's also playing with the mindset of, oh, we don't have a sniper to worry about, right? And then you pull it out mid-game, and it just throws them off because now they're not going to be, ready for that. They're going to go to spots that are easily, for snipers to get picks. And it kind of it's a massive momentum shift in my opinion. So I like the pulling it out mid-game. And yeah, Tom, some people have, always kept it out way too damn long, but I think they've kind of accustomed to that, to learning that that's not the right play.
And in the last couple of rounds, Toronto Ultra, honestly, they just do a really good job getting first blood. I mean, they kept getting their first bloods, and we know how important first bloods are. Once you get those numbers, you can work the map a little bit, work your trades, and as long as you don't troll, you should be good. And Ultra definitely did not disappoint. They worked their numbers, they used their trading positions, and they were able to work these kills. And Cammy, he ends up winning the 1v1 against Attach. So good plays coming out of Cammy. He had a fantastic map. Take a look at the final scoreboard. Band 67, Cammy 9-5. Great map out of him. Insight in 6, Kleenex 8-5. On the other side, P-Dog again struggling a little bit. Got Havoc 5-9, Attach 8-7, Standy 7-8. So Dylan Attach, the only one positive in his S&D. Don, what do you think about that? Dylan again.
Yeah, so I'm really just being quiet and just watching this because I didn't watch this series. This is before I woke up a little bit, but yeah, I mean, just the way they played online, I just kind of what Pat said.
You think that was a factor, online to LAN? You really think so, Don? I feel like all those players they've been around. Like they've been doing it for a minute.
Attach is not a factor for him. Like he's
not at all. Yeah.
But for other players, it might be a fact. It has to be because they went 5-0. So
and they were frying, all of them.
They were frying. They were all frying.
They were piecing,
was frying,
for sure.
Havoc was frying. They were all frying. So what switched up? You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it's a skill thing. I just think it's a mindset thing. Like to me, that's all it is.
That's
like
all it is.
There's a different environment when you're under the lights in front of the crowd. It's a big match. Like you're obviously just as talented as you are online or LAN, but you don't perform the same way. It's a mindset. It's a mental.
Yeah, then we get into the Bergerland control, and I mean, again, Minnesota, they're just kind of throwing this round away. I mean, look at those lives. Ultra only has 7 lives left. Minnesota has 15. There's only 30 seconds left on the clock. Minnesota's on the defense. And you can just kind of see how Toronto was able to do this. 2 players kind of get pushed up by B. They work a couple kills. They get pushed out into some corners, and then once they work these trades in the B bomb site, they just kind of storm through mid and storm the hill. You can see number 8. He's trying to pinch. That's going to be Standy. He goes down, and then Toronto does a great heads-up play. They stack the point. Listen, I think stacking the point's a great play because there's a lot of teams who don't stack and they do stupid shit. So Toronto, their teamwork was on point, man, on point. But it's always a good feeling when you come out with the first offense, bro.
Oh yeah.
You come out with the first offense, you're rolling after that one. We get into the next round. Ultra go on the defense, and honestly, Ultra just slay the fuck out of them. You can see now at the end of the round, it's 10-4. It seemed like Minnesota couldn't keep up with them. And Minnesota almost brought it back, man. They were working it. They were able to stack the point on offense. They worked some kills, got some stacks, but going into the overtime, they just weren't able to close it out. And for me, it was just the slaying power. Ultra was just outslaying them. It just seemed like Minnesota couldn't get any momentum. They couldn't get any kills, and for me, it was just a really good job out of Ultra. A 3-0 in the first series. Did you guys expect that from the Ultra Minnesota? Did you guys expect a 3-0? I didn't think it was gonna be. I thought we were gonna have a closer series. Personally,
I didn't expect that. I didn't expect the 3-0 at all. But dude, these guys have just been. It feels like they're getting better every match. No bullshit.
Yeah, I didn't expect a 3-0, but I'd be lying if I said I was surprised, Tom. Honestly, I think Ultra has this capability of, when they're on, they can do this to any team in the game. And kind of like what Chris said, they're getting better and better and better. And like I said, by the time Chance rolls around, these guys are going to be unfuckable.
Man, look at that energy too. You think the crowd's got to be hyping the
100%.
Look at the crowd. They are turned up, bro.
They literally come through the fucking bleachers every single one of their games, literally giving high fives to the fans. They're getting gassed up. Every single one of their intros, fucking Insight is like screaming at the camera, bro. Like he's gassed up and he's frying literally every map.
They don't give a fuck, bro. And then we get into the next one. You good, Don? You all right? You chilling? And then we go into the next one. We get the Florida Mutineers going up against the Seattle Surge. We got a Tuscan Hardpoint, Berlin S&D, Tuscan Control, Berlin Hardpoint, and Tuscan Surge. We're gonna get into this first map. But Chris, Pat, anything at all?
Not from the veto specifically for me. I mean, finally, Florida vetoed Bow Cage. I think they learned their lesson. But I do want to kind of, before we get into the actual game, just talk about Seattle really quick, right? So, to me, I think they're playing well, right? Definitely playing well. All of these guys are frying.
Yep.
But to me, it's really reminiscent of kind of like, the Boston run at a major, the London run, where they're like, they're in the winners finals now, but like their road hasn't been that difficult, right? They play Mutineers, who upset Florida. Mutineers is not a top dog team by any means. And they barely, scraped out a win against the Subliners. To me, it's just like, I think the Seattle team's good, but I'm not impressed just yet based on who they've played.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're in the winter finals. So I know everyone was like, you were wrong about Seattle. You're telling them to blow it up. Yeah, they're in the winter finals, but the run is not that.
You
still
think
have to
You
play
think
They had the hardest.
I don't know about that.
bracket,
I kind of agreed with Pat on that one.
They had the hardest bracket.
Thieves had to play Rokkr then Faze. The other bracket was Optic. They avoided them.
And then they were supposed
They won
to
the
play Optic.
Pro-Am. Bro,
That's
yeah,
true.
and Seattle barely won. They scraped out a win. Lucky, like I think New York choked that personally.
Bro, Seattle are like that right now. Bro.
They are like that though. No. They are not. They're playing good though, Pat. They are playing good.
Like that
they're
right
playing.
now, bro.
Listen,
They
when
are
they
playing
beat
good, but I
a
have to agree with
dominant
Pat.
team and they beat them dominantly, I'll say that. But like, just scraping out a win against New York, who, bro, Krim had again a terrible event. I just
torched.
He got torched. Like to me, and they barely won, Don. They barely won. So that's why I'm not really hopping on the hype train just yet. Obviously, I think they're a good team. I think they're top 6, but I don't think they can win. So we'll just have to see. But yeah, they obviously going against Florida.
I want to get Chris. I want to get your opinion. Let's go into the listening with Florida, and when we come back, we're gonna go on board with Chris. All right, let's do this. This is the Florida Mutineers. These guys are trash.
Was everybody on me? Nothing field. Lamar might hit you on the Lamar, slow their side. On the fence. You dead. I saw their side. I saw them go. Yeah. You go. They got a few. Top church. Stairs. Yo, watch out, you. Friends in our church. I'm wrapping left for He could be top. He could be church alley. Watch out, Fred. He's going back into church. Yeah, I'm blowing back. Alright, nice. Watch your screw. Yeah, Fred's grabbing. Nice, dude. I'm I need to beat you. I'm playing the back safe. You know, roof of me, Caesar. Roof of me, Caesar. Sybil. Look over you and Caesar. You can go Lamar. I'm right here. They could be top church. Yeah, 130 on P5. We're waiting for his teammate. I'm in radio. 2 P5 at least.
So that's going to do it for the listening. Florida actually going into the second rotation. It was only a plus 20 game, so it was pretty much a tie game going into the second roto. And Florida was just able to chain a couple of hills together. They chained the second P2, they chained the second P3, and then Big Wake was able to win a big 1v1 at the end to kind of close things out. But Chris, let's go on board with you and get your thoughts. What did you think?
I just wanted to touch on what Pat said. I fully agree with Pat. I think Seattle hasn't had the most impressive run so far in the teams they've beat. But my thing with Seattle is I'm always impressed by them is their potential, because you see it when Pred, Mac, and Sib are firing on all cylinders. They do look like they could be a competitor for a championship. The problem is we haven't seen them do that. consistently, and especially versus like a top team yet. So we'll have to wait and see how the rest of the term develops. But touching on Florida, man, because we see their run cut today.
Yeah.
These guys need to do something with their roster, because the only time that they are performing well, I don't care if they beat Optic, I don't care if they have the potential to beat all these teams or whatever, the only time you see them even come close is when one or two of their players are having obscene performances on the map.
It's always skies or wake.
It's always skies or wake. Like legitimately obscene.
Those are top two right there.
Bro, but they're not even like, he's just like frying. Like, bro, they are actually doing everything on the map when they're like winning maps. It's not because I feel like Vivid is not playing well or like doing useless shit. I just think they just don't mesh.
Say it, Chris. They need
to get rid of Dave, bro.
Yes,
they need to get rid of Dave.
Sir. Hey, look. In this series, what have I been saying? This motherfucker, whether they lose, win, 3-2, 3-0, 3-1, he goes 70-something and 70-something. And it happened again. He went 70 and 78 with 4,000 less damage than all of his teammates. Least kills by 30 kills.
Yeah, his stats are an anomaly, so you just know he's out of the game. And I don't care if that might be helping them go off. They just need to find somebody that can play more cohesive with the team, and they need more pressure. Just period. On top of that.
Even a first map, Dave, 21 and 23, right? 2,500 damage. Only one negative for the squad. It almost seems like his pace is a little bit off, which is the rest of the team.
It's off. Dave does bring intangibles though. Like if you listen to their comms, he's directing traffic.
Yeah, he's a good player.
He definitely knows what he's talking about. Dave is a good player because when you watch him, he twitches. He's cracked. It's just that he's not going to the right spots, not advancing on the map. Like he's not moving correctly. He's not making the right plays, but he does have talent and he does like bring those intangibles. He's just slow. Like that's like I don't know how else to put it.
Honestly, it's just efficiency. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah.
He's just not efficient on the map at all. He's a good shooter. He's got great comms. He's super talented. But he's just not efficient at all.
He's playing like Insight on Cold War, but on a game where that does not work.
He needs to be a main too.
100%.
I can see Dave working on other teams too. Like he needs to be a main AR, and there needs to be. We've been talking about this Florida team all year. We've been saying the same shit. They have too many AR players.
I could see Dave working on another game because I said this before. His play style, he was really good at Cold War, and it worked in Cold War. What did I say about Insight? That play style does not work in Cold War. He's got to change it. Motherfucker changed his play style. Now he looks like a completely different player, and they're frying. It's the same fucking thing. You just got to get involved, man. Like, especially with the automaton, that gun is obscene. Get in there, bro.
Yeah, you gotta get mixy with it.
Got the shoddy pistol.
Yeah.
Go do something.
No bullshit. He looks like he's playing with an STG, just in the back of the map, posted L triggered, like just never in the play.
And then,
you gotta get
let's get into the SD a little bit because this is one that I think Florida need to close out. So they go up 4-2. Skies is left on 1v2. Gonna shoot Lamar in the back on his tank. Look at the play from Pred. Too much 2K from this fucking guy. Look at this guy.
That's been making him fry.
Come on. You think so? You think 2K's helping him? Look at Caesar's face though. Look at his face after he kills him. Look. You see him? So I guess Caesar Skies just a little bit confused as why Pred was running at him like that. Look at his face. But listen, man, kicking up into the second half. I mean, I thought Florida's gonna close this one out with the momentum, but it was Dante, man. Dante starts turning up. Seattle's gonna get a little bit aggressive here in this next map. They're kind of gonna push out this A side. They're gonna work some kills. So good plays out of them. It looks like Pred was getting aggressive again. I mean, one thing I like about Pred is even when things don't go his way, he keeps the gas pedal down. You know what I'm saying? He's not scared of challenging.
He's confident.
But also, like, this series, right? Like, I know Seattle come back and win this map, but like, bro, you're already down 1-0 in the series. You lost a hard point to Florida, and you're so far getting beat up in the search. Where's the like dominant factor out of Seattle, right? Like I don't see it. They're always just clutching up.
They came from.
They're always just clutching up wins. They're not dominant.
Sid was the one who turned the fuck up here, Pat. I mean, listen, Seattle get aggressive on that 8 plant going into the 3-4 round, make it 4-4, right? Going into this next round, or excuse me, the 4-4 round, they get aggressive on it, and they ended up winning it. But in this round right here, this is kind of where Dante just goes rogue, man. Dante start turning up. He ended up getting full streaks, or might say a streak. He got the glide bomb. He won a big streak here, and Dante just starts shitting on people for these last couple rounds.
Sib is
he won on the map. He won on the map.
Sib is easily a top 5 like talented player, not necessarily the best player in Vanguard. From a pure talent perspective, seeing him in challengers and like just develop like as a player, this guy can shoot, dude. Like he's actually, yeah, he's really, really talented. So I'm not surprised that he has that takeover factor. But also,
It's
Pat,
Tony Montana.
Pat literally acts like every team can be dominant. Every team can be a Faze or an Optic. Like, bro, not every team is gonna be dominant. Not every team can be number one. Like,
Right. That's why they gotta blow it up till they can be.
No, bro, hold on, bro. You literally said you used to say these guys. You used to say these guys literally were just complete trash.
That's not what I said. That's never what I said. That's never what I said.
You said they needed to blow it up.
No. I specifically stated this team can only win when Sib and Pred are frying. That's when they're dominant. But that doesn't happen, bro. And we saw Methods frying. That shit's not sustainable to only be able to win when two of your players go plus 20. Like, it's not sustainable. You can't rely on that. Yeah, they can do it versus teams like Florida, but they can't do it versus the top dogs.
But I will say though, Pat, there's like 2 teams in the game that can win when like everyone's going even, like consistently, and that's like so rare. So I mean, you're speaking the obvious. Like, what do you?
New York was doing it. They were winning hard points, and none of them were really statistically going off. And
that's what I'm saying. There's
12.
like 2 teams that can actually do that. Yo, somebody's mic is getting hella feedback.
Yes.
You hear that?
Mine? Oh, maybe it's mine because I'm
it's like.
My
it's
bad.
like
I'm sitting too close. I'm sitting too close.
It's like as we're talking, when you're quiet, your mic gets like louder and louder, and then ends up just going nuts.
Is it good now?
I mean, it's fine.
Straight.
Yeah, I think I would. You know what it was, Chris? I had my ears up next to the mic, so
yeah.
It was picking up. But go
Okay.
ahead, Chris.
Yeah.
It should be good
I was
now.
gonna say. I was just saying. There's like 2 teams that can like do that like consistently, and like those are usually the championship caliber teams.
Exactly. And they're not a championship caliber team. And that's what I've been saying.
Not yet, but hey, man.
Not yet. We're 9 months into the season.
Don't care. Don't care. Sib, Mac, and Pred got a long career ahead of them because they are actually.
I don't give a fuck about next year. I'm in Vanguard right now. I'm not thinking about 2023.
I ain't gonna lie. In Vanguard,
you said they got a young career. Bro, this guy's talking like they're on rookie deals and they're going to be on the team for 12 years until they turn into their prime.
Sib is not going nowhere.
Bro, we're in Call of Duty, bro. This isn't sports. Like, I don't give a fuck if someone's going to be good in 3 years. Could care less. I care about right now. And right now, Seattle is not a championship caliber team.
They are.
Period.
Donnie, let's let Donnie have the floor. Donnie, you got the floor. Do you agree with Pat?
I disagree with Pat.
Hey, give you why? Why do you disagree?
It hurts me to disagree with Pat because he's the absolute slayer. He's the legend. But
Bro,
let him talk, Pat. Let him talk.
I play against these guys every day. Pred, you could just tell that he has it right now because his confidence just every day, like just talking to him, like bro, if you just spoke to him, you would know this guy's overflowing with confidence. Like he's there. And Dante is the same way. Dante's overflowing with confidence. So I think they're definitely a championship squad. They have the mentality. If they can win their SMBs versus Faze, they could be Faze. They can. They can do it.
Don, you were my guy. You're absolutely my guy. You know this. But you got friendship blinders on right now because listen, these guys, they're confident, but I don't care how confident you are if you cannot consistently perform in the manner in which this team requires you to win.
But they have been for this whole qualifier and at the major.
Listen, they are playing Florida and New York and scraping by.
Bro,
this isn't impressive.
Hard bracket, bro. What?
Florida and New York is a hard bracket.
They were supposed to have
tournament.
Oh, come on.
And it was up 2-0. Wait, they were up 2-0.
New York's been looking pretty good. Pat, New York just won the last tournament and went 4-1 in the map set. In the split.
And we were picking New York to beat them. We were picking New York to beat them. Like what?
New York also lost to the damn Ravens.
But you didn't come to the event thinking they were going to lose to the Ravens.
New York had a horrible event. Yes, coming into it, I would agree with you. New York was a better team, but they performed like shit this whole event. They didn't get beat by Seattle because Seattle was monumentally better. New York just played terrible. They were light years different than they were online.
That is true, but at some point you got to give credit to the people that actually perform. It's not like they can help that a team is playing bad. But either way, like bro, just from a pure potential standpoint, these guys are good. Like they are good players. Any criticism that you had of them, they turned it around in a season. They might not have had the hardest bracket, but they can't control that. They're coming out and they're fucking taking care of business, and they're looking good doing it.
And we saw some of that. We saw some of that. Sorry to cut you off, Chris.
No,
we
good.
saw some of that slang power in the Tuscan control. I mean, they went down 0-2, and this is where Seattle just started to kick up, man. They win their defense, you go into the offense, and it was the slang power that led them through these next 2 rounds. Seattle went back-to-back offenses just because the pressure that they put on the map. And Don, you're right. It's the confidence, man.
It's the confidence,
The way Pred is challenging gunfights, the way Mac is moving around the map, even Dante, all of them. And then Lamar's filling in the gaps, doing what he's got to do. I mean, as long as he's doing, everybody's doing their job. I could definitely see this team taking down top teams. I mean, they've taken down Faze, taken down Faze a couple times.
The problem I have, and especially looking at this series, like, yeah, bro, Sib and Pred are going to be able to do whatever they want on the map when they're going against Dave Patty, who's sitting in the back letting them.
But Pat,
when you're going against Selling or Dashy, it's just not happening.
They beat them.
Wait, Don, I got a question for you because I know you've been on 2K a lot. I know you're an NBA fan. If Curry shoots 6 for 20 from open threes,
that's not good.
Are you giving credit to the Celtics defense?
No,
absolutely not.
But that's not what they're doing, though.
I'm saying, like, I'm using the New York series example. I'm not giving credit to Seattle for frying when the best shooters on New York were getting cooked. It's just I'm not giving overly credit. Like, yeah, Seattle was a good team, but going into it, I think New York was a better team. But New York they sucked. I don't think Seattle did anything impressive. Just like I don't think they did in this series either. I think there's just there's too much hopium on these guys.
I mean, by your standards,
they impressed me in the qualifiers, yeah, but not so far in this tournament.
By Pat standards, by Pat standards, the only teams that like matter to like play against are Lily Faze and Optic.
Yeah,
no, Toronto Ultra.
Yeah,
that's okay, and then Toronto, and that's it.
Well, that's the top 4.
I mean, yeah,
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But then at that point, you're putting them at like a top 4 spot because they're
I have a different
top 3 right now.
I have it
exactly. So like, not everyone's gonna be number 1.
Wait. Boston got top 3 at a major. They were never in my top 4. They were never in my top 4.
Pat, listen, Pat, bro. These guys are frying, bro. They're confident on the map, bro. Listen, whatever you say, Dave Patty, yeah, I understand he's camping, he's slow as fuck, I agree. But if you're slow as hell, you're gonna be hard to fry. They're frying them, and they're kill horning, you know what I'm saying?
I got a question. Let's look a little into the future. If Seattle come out tomorrow and get Kentucky fried against FaZe, like a BZ goes for 1.5, sell 1.4, they just Kentucky fry him, what are we gonna say?
They're not better than FaZe, but they're still
not better than FaZe, but they're right there. Like they gotta figure it out.
But if Seattle can't do it against the best team, and it proves that they can only win when their shooters go absolutely off.
Doing it against Florida is good, bro. Florida is a good, respectable team. Florida just got top 4.
They're
respectable.
Even regardless of what they placed, bro, they have gunny. Look at bro. Look at that. They all have good 1.0s. Like they all have.
Listen. To sum it up, bro. We're not saying Seattle's a top 2 team,
We're saying Seattle shouldn't blow it up.
We're saying Seattle. I mean, I personally put Seattle top 5. That's where I got them right now. Top 5, top 6, like around there.
I agree with that.
Right?
All right, that's a fair take.
And the thing is, Pat, that's what Chris is saying. Everybody can't be number 1. You know, these guys have the potential to get to that point, but it's gonna be difficult. It's not gonna be easy. You know, you don't want to blow every team up. You know, it's just not gonna work. If you have talent, if you have good people that are working well with each other, and they're doing handshakes like that.
Look at Lamar.
I mean, look at that.
Caesar is losing it, bro. Caesar is losing it.
Handshake, bro.
My point is, I still think Seattle could improve. That's my point when I say blow it up.
Yes,
they could still improve from both a roster standpoint and a performance standpoint. I don't know what's possible. I'm just saying they could improve, Chris. You always like to say not everybody can be a winner, but if you look at our roster and you could say, could a team make a change for someone obtainable, so someone out, like no one, not getting anyone above them in the standings, right? If they're top 4, not getting someone on a top 3 team, but getting someone below them, could they pick up a player and improve as a roster?
Yes,
I 100% think Seattle could make a change like that and get better.
Mm-hmm. But it doesn't mean they're not a championship
that's why
team,
I
though.
say blow it up.
Well, listen, let's cut this conversation now. Let's move on a little bit. Let's get into the 4th map. This is where Seattle was able to close it out. Let's tune into the listening and let's see how the boys are sounding when they won this series.
Yo, could you imagine a attach on
Hold
Seattle?
on, Pat. Come on, Pat. What the fucking? Let's get it going. Listening with Seattle Surge. Let's do it.
Backdoor dead.
Nice. One left five. Flank in front, I think.
No, he's not. I got him.
I'm chilling.
I got it. I'm sliding in.
Okay, I'm chilling with you.
Close right.
Back right. He's on the pillar. On the pillar.
Close
Yeah.
pillar.
Other guy's back windows.
Okay.
Two in the windows and one's back left.
Over there. Front, hitting up from low fire.
Nice. He can come.
One shot back right. Looking for Dave as well.
Yeah, Dave Patty rotated. It's good scrap.
Yeah,
I'm going down
windows, sweet. And backdoor. Triple windows and hill, one backdoor.
Yeah, I'm not playing for Dave. I'm playing God spot.
Okay, I'm running away.
Give me top boxes.
1v2 on me?
He's top boxes, Dave. I'm gonna hit top boxes. Okay.
Top box, roof. Going A1-0. Hey, Miles, I don't know what
So that's going to do it for the listening. And going into this first P4, this is where Pred started to kick up, man. He went on a crazy spree right here to lock down some time for Seattle. Seattle go up a little bit. Pred frying, but Florida, they keep it close the whole game. They're able to bring it back, chain a couple hills together. And I'll show you guys the Pred speed right here. This is kind of where he kicks up. He's doing his thing. He's gunning. Able to find a big three-piece right there. So big plays out of Pred. He's going to stay aggressive as well, and he's going to keep it going. So good job out of him. I don't think he was able to get the glide bomb. Unfortunately, he gets shot in the back. But we could go into the final end of the game. This was very back and forth. We go to the end. It goes to a third P1 hard point. And it was Mac who just ends up popping crazy pieces, man. Mac goes insane at the end of this game.
Shout out Mac, man.
Listen, man, Mac, bro, he's been doing his thing, man.
Been doing his thing,
He's
man.
a LAN player, bro.
You
Because
think so? You think he's a LAN player?
online he just be throwing the bullshit, but on LAN he's been playing good.
Yeah, I mean, I think this whole Seattle team's been playing pretty well. But you can see it's a tie game. Seattle ended up rotating early to the third P1, and they just lock it down, man. They work crossfires. They understand the spawns, and they do a good job just holding their lanes. You were talking about Lamar's heady. Talking about his head glitch.
He's
once
crouching out of heady, man.
Once he gets crouched on that
guaranteed a
head
one.
glitch, he's guaranteed a one. He's going to be doing his thing. And it starts with Reese. Reese is going to be the first one to try and break it. He's going to get one, but the trades come in, and it's just Pred and Mac who are able to go big here. You can see Mac picking up a big three-piece. That was fantastic. Phenomenal plays coming out of Mr. Mac. And that's going to do it for the Seattle boys. And look at the hype from these guys. AG screaming like he was screaming on 2K.
I love it.
This guy's an animal. I love that shit too. I love when they're going crazy. Sky's also a little bit of full, man. I feel like this was that one hurt Sky's a little bit. I feel like you could tell after the series. You can see it in his face and in his emotion. And you take a
He's
look.
been
at
frustrated a lot, dude.
He's
Like
been
you can see it
frustrated,
in a
man.
lot of their matches.
Bro, he's just got to go to Florida management, bro, and say, look, we need a change. I deserve better. Because it's just a fact at this point, bro. I got a stat for you guys real quick.
Yeah, sure.
I know we've been harping on Dave. Dave Patty is currently the only AR that any player that runs an auto that is in the bottom 10 in damage, in the bottom of damage per 10 minutes in hardpoint. He's second last in the entire CDL. He's the only AR down there.
Who's last?
This goes off Major 3, not or Stage 3. So like all of
Who's
from
last?
when the qualifier started. Envoy is currently dead last.
Them up.
Damn.
But that, I mean, you got to think though. The way Envoy plays, it makes sense. We're talking about
Yeah, he's
damage,
playing
right?
it. Yeah,
So
no, yeah.
engagements.
AOS is the damage dealer.
But yeah, Scum, Afro, Nasty, Asum, Dave Patty, and Envoy are on that list, are on close together. But either way, just my point. He's the only AR down there. And so he's just playing in a way that's just not helpful for his team at all.
Don sliding in DMs. He's not getting any responses back.
Let him live his DMs, bro. I got nothing back out
Don,
of him, bro.
Don, you would be a
DMs, bro. I got
problem.
nothing.
He ain't getting nothing back, bro. He ain't getting nothing back.
Hey,
Might
yo,
be like that
Don, that
sometimes,
might
man.
be something.
You know,
That
be
might
like
be
that.
something.
Maybe a little
Don,
lonely.
who's run the sub?
Yet again, another AR. You can whip out the MP40.
Pull that shit out. I'll pull that motherfucker out. What's up?
Wait. Dave would be perfect on Paris too, bro.
You think
Dave
so?
would be perfect, yeah, because all those players on Paris, except Don and Gravity, are pretty inefficient. So, yeah, Don, that might be a trade for you.
All right, well, let's get into the next series. Seattle Surge.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Seattle Surge are able to clutch it up. Listen, I like Dave. I just don't think it's the right team for him. I just don't think the team meshes. I'm going to be honest with you. I definitely think Dave needs to pick up the pace a little bit. It's clear that his interactions and his damage is a problem, and it's weird to me that we've been talking about it week after week, and you would think that, the mentality, he would do something. Like, there's been times where I was the opposite.
Yeah.
There'd be times where I have fucking 20 interactions, and my teammates got 70, and everybody's like, "Yo, what the fuck are you
You
doing?
need to slow down.
You need to
People
slow
were telling
down.
you to slow
Yeah,
down.
slow down."
Listen,
And then
as
it was,
much
you
as-
know, and that was what I had to work
That's what
on.
you had to
And
do.
I slowed down. I would
you
always
slowed
work
down a
on
little
it,
bit,
and I
and
start
then-
praying,
yeah.
man, and working on it. There's just no progression, right? And,
There's no progression.
and that's the main problem.
That's
But
the main
I
problem.
think he's a good player, and unfortunately, it's just not working out for this team. It's just not. And
Tom, as
over-
much as people like to harp on us when we're talking about certain teams and be like, nah, you guys are wrong, blah blah. In the famous words of Patty P, we might be early, but we're never wrong.
No, I mean, listen, everything been coming to fruition, and I learned
And the
that
problem,
word today. Fruition.
the problem with Florida,
It's a
though,
good
the
way.
problem with Florida is we weren't early, bro. This has been the same case since day one. We called it the minute
That's
it
what I'm
was a fact.
saying.
Well, let's keep it going now, man. We got Atlanta
Ain't a lie.
Faze going up against the Los Angeles Thieves. Gav Hardpoint, Boca is indeed Gav Control, Tuscan Hardpoint, Desert Seed is indeed Chris Pat. I'll let you kick it off with the vetoes, but Jesus Christ.
This series was chalk.
Did Atlanta Faze, they shit on that
Bro,
shit.
they the best.
Oh
They the
my
best. They the
God.
best.
This shit
Tom.
was chalk,
They the
man.
best.
This was-
Chalk it up, bro. Chalk it up, bro.
I started watching challenges
Skip
during
this
this
shit,
season.
man.
Nah,
No
we seriously,
bullshit.
we started watching Dog and Clay playing. We
Yo,
started
this-
watching
this
Dog
might-
and Scrappy. We started
This
watching
might have saved
challenges.
Zinni. This might have saved Zinni from having the fastest loss on record.
You think
Bro,
so?
It was up there, bro.
And the only reason why it wasn't that quick is because they lagged out in the control.
Bro,
I mean,
Simp,
Oh,
bro, Simp
God.
had one of those series. Simp had one of those series. You remember those series back in like BO4, even like Cold War, where Simp actually was unkillable for entire map for entire series. He had one of those series. He was actually frying these guys.
Bro,
they
and
all
we've
were.
been-
They all were. But
We've
yeah.
been
all
talking
were,
about
bro.
it.
From
We've been
watching
talking
it
about
was
it
just the
too.
whole team.
the whole team
Yeah,
was
yeah,
showing.
yeah.
Whole team.
Yep.
Don,
It-
hey Don, best team in the game or what? They looking
I
nasty,
don't know
son.
about that, my boy, but
They
listen,
looking
this series they
gross.
cooked up.
It's pretty obvious. Faze and Optic are top two, though.
Yeah.
Or Optic Faze, however you want to put
However
it.
you wanna put
know
it,
what
yeah,
I'm
they're
saying?
top two.
I feel like it's
I
not
think
even a
Seattle's
debate.
right there, bro.
You think Seattle's right there with Faze
Bro,
and
if
Optic?
Seattle can win S&Ds consistently, they're right there.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you.
They're
I
right
agree with you.
there.
I think Dante's good as fuck. I think Mac and Pred are Mac's
No,
my
Pred
son.
is
Pred is
disgusting,
disgusting,
bro.
and I think
Yo.
Lamar's the perfect fit for those three players. I think it's a
Yo,
good team.
I'm gonna say it. I might get some backlash for this, but if FaZe come out and win this event, Katie Bedford going rogue might be the major 3 MVP.
Yo, she might need to keep going rogue.
No bullshit. No bullshit. Cause bro,
Yeah, you
Abizi
right.
and Simp, bro, they came out with the
You can't be
fire.
serious, bro.
We had Simp in the interview like, yo, if you're not on the inside, keep your mouth shut. Motherfuckers came out to
God.
prove a
Oh,
point
God, they came
today.
out
They
to
came
prove
out
They
a
fire
point.
bullied.
today.
They-
They
think
came
about
out
it. Think
fire.
about it. They bullied the Thieves, and then the Thieves turned around and beat Optic, who
beat
people
Optic,
thought were the
yeah.
best team. So you just gotta think, bro. FaZe right now, another level, best team in the game.
Yeah, they were fine going into this first map. I mean, FaZe was able to chain a couple hills. The P3, P4 they were able to change. Going into the second rotation of hard points, they changed the P2 going into the P3. A little fluky spawns coming in from the second P3, but whatever. We don't need to go over it. It's just another day, Vanguard.
Another day.
And FaZe just outslayed the fuck out of them in this first hard point on the Gavitu. So really good plays coming out of the FaZe boys. We'll move through it pretty quick because it wasn't even close, man. When I tell you this series was quick, man, it was fucking quick.
It was
Let's take a look at the scoreboard, man. Celium 23 and 13 model. We got Ortiz 25 and 17. Only one negative was a BZ in this one, but he does have a sub on Gav, so he was doing a good job taking
He was
routes.
doing a good job.
He was hitting some
He
good
made
routes.
2 big plays on the
Really,
P-
really,
on the
that's,
P2s.
that's all you need to do on Gav.
That's all you need to do.
As a sub player, you just gotta hit your routes, man,
gotta hit your
and
routes.
get the impactful kills. Sub players are gonna end up negative a lot on this map. And Simp, I love Simp with that automaton, man. I really do. Envoy had a rough series, man. He was having a rough one. The whole LAT Thieves team
Lot
was
of
kind
Gav
of
in Berlin.
yeah, a lot of Gav Berlin, and you know the sub is not easy. He definitely kicked out versus Optic, and we'll talk about that moving forward. So good job out of FaZe in a map 1. Let's over to the map number 2, and dude, was this a 6-0? I mean, they got blown out.
This was bad.
This was bad, bro. Bad. I mean, FaZe was just running at him. They were just
this is
sprinting
bad.
at him every
And
round.
this is a map that I think Thieves are like positive like 5
They were
on.
6
Yeah.
and 3. They were 6
Yeah,
This
6 and
was-
3. Okay,
they
6
were-
and 3.
they
That's
were
a positive 3
so now
on it.
they're
That's their
6 and
best
4.
S&D map. Yeah, it was their best S&D map by far. Not even close. Actually bullied, bro.
we can
Bro,
say-
FaZe is back in that zone, bro. They're playing teams on their best maps, running at them, playing with no respect. That's what I love to see.
No, it's good from them. And you can see the first round are able to hold on defense. They go up 1-0. And then on the offense, look at a BZ. Flies into tools, gonna find a big two-piece, and then look at Kenny. Gets pulled down, that's gonna be MC, and just overall good plays. RC's gonna turn the corner, he's gonna get shot, but
Damn.
And look at, we were talking about this. Look at a Beezy in a mini map. He's tweaking. He
was
wants
tweaking.
He
He
wants
wanted
to
to
trade.
chow. He wanted to chow
can't
with no
stop.
hoe.
He can't stop
And
moving,
it
and I
sells
love
shit.
it.
Fuck it, I'm a chow with no hoe.
Yeah, I like it, bro. These guys are getting aggressive. They go up 2-0, then the next round, look at this. They run at him. Look at Faze. Look at them go. They're already on that A-bomb site within 13 seconds. They're on A-bomb already. It's LAT Thieves, and look how these guys were able to shut them down. I mean, Faze just get aggressive. It's RCDs with a first blood. And then Simp just running at him, just challenging. You can already see Simp. He's already in their barn. He's going to shoot him. These rounds are going quick, man. Quick. Just like this, I even put in my notes. I said, "Wow, the game fucking smoked." You know what I'm saying? There's nothing else to talk about in this one. You can kind of just see how the rest of these rounds play out, even in the 3-0 round. This is when it was chalked. The 2v4 from Atlanta Faze.
Oh, this was crazy.
We go into the 3-0 round. This is where Salim's able to find one. Again, it's a 2v4. He makes it a 2v3. Then RC's going to level it, make it a 2v2. The trade comes in, and then it's MC. What did I say during this moment,
You said he was going to win it.
I said Cell was going to clutch this up. I said he's going to clutch it up. He's going to take care of business. And look how he does it. He's going to jump up top middle, play this little credit spot. He's going to spot Envoy. Envoy lost full here.
He lost full.
He definitely lost full right there. He makes it a 1v1 situation. MC's going to get this bomb down. What did you think about this? I thought Draza might have hurt him here. Busted the he
It's
busted
hard
the
to
rule.
hear on land with the crowd and just the whole pressure is on. It's hard to hear.
But
It's not very loud. Like
he
in
coulda heard him.
SW, everything was
Bro.
loud,
But
bro. In
there
this
was
game,
also
it's
there
not
wasn't
at
much
all.
time. Like he could have heard him and just thought maybe he wasn't even planning because he hit the wall with like 6 or
Yeah.
7 seconds left. So maybe he was like, don't check the bomb, and then you can see how MC's able to close
I
this
think
out.
MC just made a confident play and it worked out.
Yeah, no, it worked out.
That's what I think.
Good plays out of MC. They go 4-0, and just as we skimmed through, look, I hit the arrow 2 times, and the round was over.
And the round was over. Like,
So definitely the Faze guys coming out to play against the LA Thieves, man. They made a statement today. I definitely think they made a statement. Pat, Chris, any final thoughts in the S&D or the Faze boys? Any final thoughts? We'll get into the control, but this was a 3. The control was a 3-0.
Let's look at the poll in the chat, Tom. So we got 7,500 people in here right now, and we got the poll up. Number 1 team in the game, 65% now Faze.
Yeah.
Listen, like I said, might have been early, but I wasn't wrong. And now the fans know it too, Tom. Now the fans know it too. We're back. This is where we should be as a community. Just admitting and acknowledging
Yes, sir.
that the number 1 team is the number 1 team. The standings told the story the whole time. People
Yeah.
just didn't want to listen.
Well,
They
one
had
thing-
it right in front of them.
One thing I will say though, I feel like, and me and Don were talking about this before. I feel like this game is a lot of matchups.
yeah.
You know what I'm like? Certain teams just match up better against other teams. You know, like it's not as black and white.
There's
as
not a
people make it
single
seem.
team. There's not a single team that is good at like every map, and a lot of the time it just comes down to your map set. Like you look at some of these series, and it's like, oh, these teams are squaring up, and then you look at another series, and it's like, well, there was 0 chance that this team could get like a good map set versus this
Well,
team.
it's like Faze. Faze are just a complete team because they don't like Berlin Hardpoint. They just veto Berlin Hardpoint. And then now they got 3 maps where it's like they're tough to beat on. You know what I'm saying? They just get rid of that one map. They don't like Berlin Hardpoint. They just get rid of it. Get it out. You know what I'm saying? And now they're just a really tough team to beat.
Yeah, and then we go into the control. Faze is going to win the defense, and then you can kind of see how they were able to do it on the offense. Typical gap control, rotate back, get the ring control. You got somebody looking over you ring, you're going to push up and just look at that kill feed. It's all red. These Faze guys are not afraid to get aggressive. Again, I love Simp with this AR, man. He's so good with this automaton, bro.
this motherfucker don't miss.
He doesn't miss, bro.
Nah,
don't
he's
miss.
fucking good. This motherfucker don't miss,
and then they end
man.
up going 2-0 in the control. I mean, they're breezing by this series, and the game ends up crashing. They come back, and then they smoke them in the last round.
You can see the confidence on their
yeah,
faces.
they're all smiling. They're having a good time. And also just talking to some of the Faze boys, even after all the drama yesterday, they didn't give a fuck about
They
that
didn't give a
shit.
fuck.
They didn't care. They didn't care about that. They said, who gives a fuck? Go out, do what you got to do. And that's what they fucking did today. So really good job from the Faze guys, man. Really, really good job.
Really good job out of them.
They clutched up. They did what they had to do. And we're going to see them tomorrow. They had made it into the top 4. So fantastic
They're
plays
also-
coming out of them.
They're top
They're
3.
also the the top 3. They're also the
3.
only
Top 3.
team that has made every championship Sunday.
That's a good stat. That's crazy.
They've made every championship Sunday?
That's, yeah, because they got second.
At every
The
major,
only time
yeah.
they did play bad was the Pro-Am, but like,
Yeah.
You
At
could
every
also say
major
it's a pro
event.
in
At every
Misfit
major
days.
event.
We can talk about their matchup versus Optic, right? Like they're unable to beat them so far this year, but that's why they're at the top. Just consistency, constantly
consistent.
they're making
Yep.
multiple grand finals. They're constantly making
every
champ
major, they're
Sundays.
consistent.
I mean, this is why people call them one of the best. You know,
But you gotta
They're
think,
doing it
they're-
over and over again.
They're in winter finals right now. They only got to win one series tomorrow, whether it's in losers or winners, doesn't
And they're
matter.
in grand
And
finals.
they have made every grand finals
grand
of every
finals.
major.
Yep.
So like, hey, that's just tippable. Absolutely
That's
tippable.
respectable.
Respectable, man. Respectable. Let's get into the next one. We got a couple series left to go. We got the Toronto Ultra going up against the Florida Mutineers. Bocage Hardpoint, Berlin S&D, Tuscan Control, Tuscan Hardpoint, and Tuscan S&D model. And Tuscan. This shit never stops, Don. It never fucking stops. Chris, Pat, we'll kick it off for you on the vetoes. But what did you guys think about this one?
Chris, you can go first because I got a lot of words. So go ahead.
Shit.
Wait, about the vetoes or just in general?
Just about this series.
Well, I don't know why the fuck Florida's squaring up on Bocage with like Toronto. I think Florida was still riding like a high in terms of like the way they've been playing, but they just got outclassed. Like, it was even
They got
close.
outclassed, man. Kleenex, forget it, bro. This guy was running all over them. How much did he have 15?
He almost had
He
50.
47,
I thought he was going to drop
47.
50.
I mean, there's nothing in the boat cage, man. It was the Kleenex show. It was just Kleenex doing what he does. But Pat, go ahead. You said you had a lot to say.
Listen, if Florida, if the team, the coaches, the management don't look at this series after what we've seen at every other series up to this point and go, we gotta get rid of Dave, then they don't care. They don't care to win. They don't care to improve. Like, he got absolutely fried in this series. He had 40 less kills than Vivid. He had a 0.6.
Damn.
He had 3K less damage than everybody else on his team. It's just to the point.
3K?
Bro, he had 6K. He had 6K. Vivid had 9,500.
Bro,
So,
that's an entire respawn worth of damage, by the way. Like most people, like a lot of hard
Listen.
points, they'll get like 3K,
Wait, he had that the whole
3.1 for an
yeah,
entire.
that was the series. Yeah,
He
Vivid had
basically-
9K in the
he ba-
series. Vivid had 33.
Damn, bro.
63.
Imagine he basically AFK'd in a respawn. No bullshit.
Bro, listen. At this point,
They played one respawn 3v4.
At this point, there's no excuse because they have Yeez, who's a sub on their bench. There's plenty of players and challengers not under contracts that could improve this team. Like we said, this isn't a Dave thing. It's just Dave doesn't fit on this roster.
Team, yeah.
Yeah.
Period. It
Yeah.
just
Bro,
doesn't.
you want
Maybe they
sucks
could
though
work
for
a
this
trade
team?
somewhere.
You want what sucks for this team? They need to find they need to find a sub.
They have
Or
one on the
like
bench.
I feel like they
They
can
need to
get
find
an
no.
AR that just
Listen,
plays
listen.
faster, though.
I was gonna say they can find. Yeah,
fuck
I was gonna say that they can find an
Awakening
AR
and
that.
Caesar Skies are frying with it. What's up?
Yeah, so Awakening is frying. Wait, Awakening is
listen,
frying
listen.
with the sub.
Let
But hold
Skies, let Skies run the main. Let Big Wake do whatever the fuck he wants. Let Vivid
That's
run
what-
a sub and get a sub on Vivid.
Wait,
get a
but
sub
I
on
was
Vivid,
gonna
bro.
say yes, they
That's
could
my
definitely
personal
use another
opinion.
sub, but Awakening was running a sub at a lot of the maps, like the
They're
close
fine
range
with
maps and
subs.
frying. I think in general they just need somebody that's gonna pick up the pace, whether they feel like they'd be more comfortable with the SM, like a true SMG or an AR. But their problem is if they lose Dave, they lose their intangibles, they lose a person that's directing traffic because these guys like.
But that's not their
These
problem.
guys,
You
oh,
don't
I'm
like
saying,
that
I'm
guy?
saying that they might feel like, wait, no, that, wait, I'm saying, I'm not saying that don't drop Dave. I'm saying they need to get somebody that can bring some of that to him because these guys are naturally like kind of quiet,
Nah,
like they go rogue.
I
Like
honestly,
they
he's kinda
they
right.
definitely need
He's right,
somebody
Don.
like that.
Nah,
Like
Chris, I agree with you, bro.
they've
I agree
always
with
been
you.
that. They've always had that issue. Like even their old Florida team
Yeah,
on Cold
they don't
War,
have-
they
they
had
don't
no leader.
Bro,
Like
and
they
you
just
know
ran
what?
around
listen,
headless.
And listen,
Florida
RIPJ,
Trials.
RIPJ, but that was their guy, man.
That was their guy.
Jay
Yeah,
their
that
guy,
was their guy, bro. They
Jay was
need
their
somebody
guy,
like
man.
that. They need somebody like that that can also play at the pace they need. Like that's gonna be so hard to find, but they need to find something.
What about
if they had
Clay?
an AR, they
That was
would-
5v5. We
Clay,
can't
they
have
would
this
fry with
argument.
Clay.
Clay's-
I think they would fry with Clay.
Clay's unobtainable though. So let's
Why
think
is he
about obtainable.
unattainable, though?
Bro, we know his contract situation in YSL. He's unobtainable. Like my point is, Florida could literally go to challengers. Like if they don't want the player the
If they
Yeez
get Spark, I think they could get Spark.
bro,
No,
Spark-
I would rather
Spark
get.
could
Oh
work.
yeah, they can't get
Bro,
scrappy.
if
Never
they
mind.
got Spark, they would be disgusting.
There's a lot of players because
And they
bro,
just
they
let
don't
him just
they
do
don't
whatever
they
he
don't need
wanted.
they don't need a specific role, right? Like they
don't.
have they could literally pick up a sub, a flex, an AR. Like they can make it work with whoever. They just need someone that's playing with way more
With
pace.
confidence.
Bro, they can even
And-
pick
and
up.
confidence,
Bro,
yeah.
they can even try to get pro loot. I'll take
That would-
Prolu.
that would work, yeah.
Prolu's a
This
good
team,
fit.
wait, Prolu might actually be the perfect fit for this team.
You think so? You think
Yeah.
Prolu's
He
that guy?
actually might be the perfect fit for this team. No bullshit.
Well, just
I'll
get back
take
into
any of them.
just get back into the map a little bit. I mean, this is just kind of where Toronto was able to close it out. You can see Kleenex 44.
Kleenex, I thought
and-
he's gonna get 50.
Yeah, he was going for it, man.
He was going for the
he
50
was going
bomb,
for
I
that
don't cap.
shit, but he didn't end up getting it. And then on the other side, I guess you just see Dave struggling. You see Awakening Skies and Vivid trying to do their thing, but it just wasn't enough, man. At the end of it, it just wasn't enough. It was Ultra. They were able to go up 1-0. Take a look at the final scoreboard and see the damage, see everything, and then we get into the Berlin S&D. Any final thoughts on
Bro,
Hardpoint, gentlemen?
5K damage out of your sub is crazy. Even with Vivid though, Vivid was front.
But Vivid's one of the. Vivid always has that gas pedal down. You know, like he's
Yeah, he has
he's
it.
always pushing the
has
damage.
it.
Always. That's just what
That's
he does.
a crazy
man.
map out of your sub. Like, that's crazy.
Yes, sir. And,
Respect to
and,
Kleenex,
and
man.
speaking of Vivid, man, let's go into the 1-1 round. Vivid was able to get a 1v4. A 1v4 here. Did you see this shit?
I mean, I was here.
It was
but
okay.
like,
It was
I just-
it was a
hold on.
one. It was a 1v3. It was almost like Seth. Like he traded the
Oh,
first
it was
kill.
Adam. This is what Adam said. It was a soft 1v4.
It was a soft 1v4, but it was a
1v4.
listen 1v4. 1v4 is a 1v4.
A 1v4 is a 1v4.
Yeah, it was kind of like what Scump did the other day, and you can see how he was able to do it. So first, he's gonna trade Cammy. He's gonna shoot him in the back. His teammate's gonna fall. It was a 1v3 ace. Then he's gonna find another one. You can see how aggressive, the way that he's able to constantly change his
so
positions.
confident, bro.
He just changes his position so fast they can't keep track of him. Yeah, no, he was playing incredible on this one.
confident.
Really good plays coming in from the floor from Vivid, man, from Florida's very own Vivid. And then right here, this is where he guns. He was about to run away, and then boom, he saw the last one. Takes care of Bejic. Takes a big deep breath after that one. His heart. You think his heart, bro? You ever been in a clutch on land, Chris?
Yup.
Pat, being in
That
a
shit
clutch.
is stumping.
Hey,
being
Chris
on a-
one of them motherfuckers.
Being in a clutch on land, your
Hey,
heart
fuck
is.
you, man.
It's
fine, it's fine.
Chris lost full. And then we get into the next one. This is kind of where Toronto was able to work a quick 8 plant. They're able to tie it up at 2. And then right here, the 2-2 round. This was a big round for Ultra. This was a big retake from them. It's going to be Insight with some trades. Vivid's going to find one. Big plays coming in. You can kind of see, the trades are going down. 3v3 situation, and it's the Florida Mutineer guys that were able to get this bomb down in a 2v2. They kind of juked Toronto a little bit. Florida, I don't know if they got like crazy time. Like look at these timings here. Toronto just runs right through them. And I guess the Florida guys just don't even see him. It was just I guess they just turned at the wrong time. COD timing at its finest. They're going to plant the bomb, but Ultra do such a good job. It was Dave who got picked. Great shots out of Insight. I know, Chris, you were talking about Insight really turning up. That was fantastic shots out of him. So really, really good plays. And then Ultra, they started to storm away with this one, man.
Shout out to Insight, by the way. Insight's been stepping it up recently.
He's been stepping
Him
it up,
and
dude.
Cammy. Been stepping it up a lot.
The whole
All of
team,
them, all of
bro.
them,
We
yeah.
got, and
Whole
even,
team.
bro, we got
Shout
to talk
out
about
Insight.
Bance. We got to talk about Benjamin Bance. I mean, he's the fundies to the team. You know, Bance is adding that extra umph.
Shout out, bro.
Benjamin Bance gets gritty, dude.
Bro, he has
You know
gritty
what I'm saying?
gunny.
He just gets gritty, man.
He has gritty gunny. Bance,
and-
shout out Bance,
And
man.
look how fast they're able to close this one out. This round was about 15 seconds long. Florida, they try and rush into this 8 bomb site, and then just look how fast Toronto Ultra is able to take them down. Insight with 2. Cammy hits Secret, and just like that, Insight with 3. Dave Patty goes down. Bada bing, bada boom.
What the
and
hell
he's going
strat is
quick.
that?
It was quick,
They're
man.
going
It was.
ballistic.
Just yo,
They going
nobody
nuts.
watched
They
Cross the
going
A.
nuts,
Yo,
these
just
guys.
fucking hit
They
the door,
going
bro.
nuts.
Just ran into 10 headies. Like what?
Oh, and that.
Yes, sir. Take
No,
a look
bro,
at the final
this map was
scoreboard.
so fast, we
Big
didn't
Wake
even
got pooped on.
Pooped on.
Yeah, I don't know when he got pooped on a little
We
bit.
didn't even know. It would happen that quick. We didn't even know.
We had the map.
This
It
was
happens
a silent donut.
This was a silent.
Listen, he was.
This was a
This
silent
was a silent donut.
Yeah, man.
The chat had to tell us that he went 0-8 a couple
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah,
honestly,
a
he
little
was due.
bit
He was
after.
due for one because he was playing good. Like
He
you know,
has
those
been
years.
playing
He was
good.
due for one.
And then we get into the last map, and we get into a Tuscan control, which ultimately this is where Ultra were able to take Florida down and 3-0'd them. You can see the frustrations coming in at the end of the series from the Florida boys. But gentlemen, I'll let you get your final thoughts. How do you think Toronto's going to do tomorrow? How do you think they're going to do? I think we talked about Florida enough, so let's
I
not
think
talk
they
about
make
Florida.
it. I think they make it to the final time. I think they're gonna
Oh, you think
beat
so?
the Thieves, and I think they're gonna beat Seattle after Seattle loses to Faze. But I think it'll be a close game against Seattle. I think that'll be the big series for them. That's kind of like that momentum taker. But I don't think they have enough at the current moment to take down Faze. But I think I do think they make this crazy run, and I think they get into the finals. And think about it, they came from losers 1, so it was a was a long run for them. They lost a Faze at the beginning of the tournament, and if they lose in the grand finals, to
honestly,
Faze, the only team they lose to the whole event.
I think they can. I want them to make the finals, and I definitely think they have what it takes. Like they might not be as good, like consistently, like on level of Faze, but it doesn't matter. They don't got to be consistently good to beat them in the finals. They got to be good in that one match. And if you saw anything from the first match they played Faze, they played really well, and I honestly think they choked like some scenarios that could won them some maps. So
the problem is it's a best of 9. Veto advantage will be Faze, and I think Faze's map pool is deeper than Toronto. So
yeah, I could see that. Yeah, you're right.
100%.
You're right on that. You're right on that. But hey, man, you never know. That shit goes out the window when you go into those championship matches.
Do you think Toronto could beat Seattle? That's the main question.
Yeah.
I think that'll be a good ass game. If both teams are playing really well, that's going to be a good ass game. It's going to come down. It's going to come down to if Toronto can squeak out a respawn, or if Seattle can squeak out an S&D versus like them, because I think Toronto's a better search team, and I think Seattle's probably like a more consistent, better respawn team. So,
if both teams play their best, I think Toronto wins it.
You think Toronto? If both teams, you think Toronto has a higher ceiling?
So he's got more.
Hold on.
Wait, not higher ceiling.
No,
That you do. You think Toronto have a higher ceiling? You say if both teams,
I think
both teams play
but
their best.
That's what he said, Lance. That's what he said.
Right, but
That's what he said.
overall, I think Toronto is a better team. Yeah, so I think if both teams play their best, then I got Toronto.
Bro, hold on. If these two teams play each other, the map set is about to be fucking wild, bro. That's about to be. Dude. I'm predicting like I'm predicting some Bokage, some Tuscan in there.
I disagree. I think Toronto should avoid Bokage and play Seattle on Tuscan. I think that's the play.
That's what I'm saying though. It'll be those.
But Seattle also lost Tuscan to Florida. Like
what I'm saying is, you're gonna get
Toronto's good at it, but so is Toronto. So is Toronto. Unless my thing is, I think the map Seattle could beat Toronto on is Bokage because of Sib and Pred. Like if those two go off, I think that's the map they would go off on to beat them.
I don't know. You're getting one of
Sib and Pred are gonna go off tomorrow.
You're getting one of those. You're getting one of those in there. I'd be surprised if they play anything but Berlin Control, because both these teams actually. It might be a Tuscan control wave too, because
I think so too.
Ultra might just say fuck it and not want to play them on Berlin, but I don't know. Thinking about the map set, it's gonna be crazy. The only way there's a Gavutu is if somebody's trying to play a mind games and they're like, oh fuck, Gavutu's in, like and then we just get a snoozer map. But that map set might be crazy.
No, we're gonna have some crazy games. We'll look at the way this one was able to end. It was Toronto Ultra, a 4v4 situation. They just gather up, they send 2 church and they send 2 front. So a good break. I like how they collapse onto this hard point, or onto this point, whatever you want to call it. And they just work some trades, man. They get aggressive, they work the trades, and Florida, they just weren't able to close this one out. The Toronto Ultra boys, they're screaming, though.
They're going crazy,
They're going. Look at the crowd, man. Look at the energy from the crowd. It's going to be lit tomorrow, man. That crowd's going to be pumping for sure. We're definitely going to be at the venue tomorrow, that's for sure.
Sir.
But let's go on to the next one, man. This is the one everybody's been waiting for, man. This is what everybody's been waiting for sure. Let's talk about the vetoes, man. We got Optic, Texas going up against the Los Angeles Thieves. Gav Hardpoint, Berlin S&D, Berlin Control, Berlin Hardpoint, Bokage S&D. Very good map set. How done? Berlin. How you done?
I thought Optic was gonna take this, man. I thought Optic was gonna take this.
I called it 3-1 Optic.
We thought it was both 3-1.
Yeah,
we both thought it was 3-1.
We said that.
You thought what'd you think?
I thought LAT was gonna win the S&D and Optic was gonna win the respawn.
Yeah.
And they won, and it was planning out how I thought it was.
I thought LAT was gonna win the first map and then lose the next 3.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it just didn't play out that way. And Optic, they were able to come out in the first map and take care of business, man. They come out in the first map. The first map, man, it was just Optic. They just got off to such a hot start that I just think it was too much for LA Thieves.
I thought it was over with.
I thought it was over.
Me too.
I thought it was over with watching first map.
I thought it was done, man. And it's crazy too. I thought it was over. We'll get to it, but apparently it all went downhill when Dashy fell off the map. They were pulling it up on stream. That's crazy, right?
So Splashy had a 1.6 before he fell off the map. So game 1 plus the 4-1 lead on game 2, he had a 1.6 KD. He fell off the map. He takes a dive, and then the rest of the series he had like a 0.7. So I think that was a major turning point. But I do think it was because of the choke, right? Like the falling off the map was definitely a catalyst. That's not what it was,
bro. That's not what it was.
I'm not saying. I'm saying the choke in the search. They were up 4-1.
Yeah, they choked the search for sure.
I think the Dashy falling off the map was the catalyst for that, like kind of that choke. But that choke is, I think, what really let Optic fumble going deep in the series. But Listen, man, I think the big story here, to be honest, is just Kenny. We have been begging to see a series like this out of Kenny.
Yeah, yo, hey, man. Listen,
so
it's the
long.
haircut. It's the
Begging.
haircut, bro. I'm telling
Bro,
you.
we have been saying an AR, a sniper, a SMG, a damn whatever you gotta use. Please just be Kenny again.
Well,
and he did. He went
he
90 and
fried.
60. He had like a 1.4. He had his
fried.
way every map. Fun stat. He got a glide bomb every respawn. Every single
And we don't
respawn.
need to do listening for this one. We got a lot of listening today. But I agree. I think this guy got a haircut, and all of a sudden he's
Wait, no,
just,
he told me he's been in the gym.
Is that what it is? He's
He
working
told me
out.
he's been in the gym.
Okay, maybe that's
He's
what it
been in
is.
the gym. He's just, you know what I'm saying, working on his own composure. Like,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? He's been in the gym. He's been going crazy.
Hey, listen,
Shout out Kim, man.
it's just the way he's moving around the map too. He's just looking snappy right now, man. He's looking
And
snappy.
also, a lot of people aren't gonna like this, but I call it how I see it. And Scump got Kentucky fried this series.
Gosh.
Did he?
Seth,
Did he get
Seth,
Kentucky
Seth,
fried?
Seth has been
He had
super
two
consistent.
bad
First
maps.
map.
He had
Hold on,
two bad
Seth has
maps.
Two bad maps.
Hold on. He went neg 20. He went neg 20 with a 0.7 and had 3K less damage than Shotzi and 20 less kills. Listen, Seth has been super consistent for this Optic team all year long. He's been a star. But in this series, he got fried. And to be a loser bracket series to make it to Championship Sunday, that's just a series where you being who he is for this team, he can't get fried, right? It's kind of like the same thing with Shotzi. Like, you got to be the big dog to step up and fry in these big series, and he just didn't have one of those series, and I think that was a big catalyst for what hurt them in the series. And on the flip side, obviously Kenny going plus 30, he was having
Yeah,
a
and
field day.
Envoy struggled in this first
I
map,
feel
but
like it was more
Envoy
on
kicked
Kenny
up too.
though, bro.
Envoy kicked up too. You think it was more just Kenny frying?
More of Kenny just
Yeah,
frying,
you gotta give
bro.
Kenny his flowers,
You gotta
bro.
give Kenny his flowers.
I did.
Like,
That's the first thing I said
He's
was I
running
gave
a
Kenny his
sub
front.
on Gavutu.
But-
Does he have
but-
an ARL?
Wait, he played good on this map.
Okay,
He
but
played
like,
good on
didn't
his
they play Berlin? Like,
Yeah, he played sub maps and he got Kentucky fried.
Wait, who? What? Sorry.
Okay.
I mean, listen, it's very difficult to stay consistent throughout the whole tournament. I'm personally gonna throw it more to the LAT side. I thought they played great
yeah.
today. I thought they just played great. I thought they were looking like themselves. It was momentum from the S&D. I just think the first map was bad, man. They got smoked. Remember their faces they were making down when they got smoked?
Yeah, it was bad.
It just wasn't looking good.
Bro, it looked like they lost.
Yeah, I mean, take a look at the final scoreboard. Everybody negative except for Kenny in this first map, so it just wasn't looking good for LA Thieves.
Hey, but that was a good sign though. That we hadn't seen that in a while. That was a good sign.
Nah.
Even though they lost, seeing Kenny as the only one positive,
Yeah, that's
was
true.
at least
That's true.
that
I
was
agree.
at least
I
a good
agree.
sign.
I
Yeah.
agree. I agree with Pat.
And then we get into the S&D, and this is kind of where Bruce falls off the map. This was the
Yeah,
4-1
this
round,
is
and
crazy.
listen, it's unfortunate, man.
Splashy.
He was just, dude. This is kind of where let's not get it twisted. Didn't Bruce have a 1.6 this event?
Yeah.
Jesus, I mean, you got to give him his credit too. I mean, he fried. I mean, him falling off the map didn't help, and we could kind of take a look at the highlight of how it happened.
What happened the next round?
He just kind of waltzed
he
off
did
the
get
map.
blooded the next round.
He got blooded the next two rounds.
That's tough.
He got blood next two rounds.
Oh, that's tough.
He got blood the next two. You can see his face right there. He said,
They got to put a
"Fuck."
railing there, bro. No bullshit. I wouldn't be surprised if it's at next patch.
Did they add a railing because he fell off?
Yeah,
No
he
bullshit.
just
They had
backpedaled
a
into the
railing to the
water.
back
So
'cause he fell off.
he falls into the water, and then we keep it going now. And this is kind of where LA Thieves started to mount that comeback. Dashy gets blooded in this one. I think he tries to get aggressive, and he ends up going down. Or how did he get blooded? And he gets aggressive on the tank this round. So you can see Dashy, he's by himself on that street. I'm always gonna get aggressive to the right, but it was
Confident play.
Draza, just mid map, right, top P5, who just kind of beams him across the map. So really good plays out of Draza.
What the fuck?
What the fuck
Oh,
is
that's the
that?
splash noise.
Yo, Pat can't
Flashy.
Nah, Pat actually could
Yo,
not
this
be
is-
serious
what's
with that
wrong
one.
with
This
this guy?
is nightmares for the Optic fans. Nightmares. Splashy.
What's wrong with this guy, bro? How do you even do that?
On his phone. He just pulled
I'm
up
a
on his phone.
resourceful man. I'm a resourceful man.
How the hell do you do that? And then you can see LA Thieves, they're gonna get that pick on the Bruce the next round. They get that B bomb down, and they're just rolling now. Even this round, Shotzi, he's gonna get this B bomb down. It's a 4v3 situation. Look how LA Thieves worked this break. It's gonna be Kenny. He goes all the way around, takes a long route. He's there with his teammate Draza. They work around the back, and they just kind of swarm in on this Optic setup, and they get a good retake here. It's very, very difficult to retake this B point.
Very.
And you can see Scump trying to stay alive on top of that roof, but LA Thieves, they do a good job. They won, what, 5 straight? They won 5 straight rounds in this one. They're able to tie it up at 4. So
That's
really good
typical.
plays out of
That's
them.
typical.
And I like how they keep the momentum going. They keep it aggressive, man. They keep getting aggressive. They're going to spread the map a little bit, and they're going to work up this A bomb site. Optic, a little bit of a weird setup. You can see Shotzzy. He's just getting eyes on A, and then Scum's kind of playing a little corner in the middle of the map. And they kind of just give up A. They kind of give it up. Shotzi's holding cross, but it was Draza who's going to open things up. Big plays out of him. He's going to turn around. He's going to find Scum trying to make a play through secret. Bomb's going to go down. And just like that, we're in a 4v2 situation. Prelude starts pushing when the bomb goes down. And LA Thieves, I like that they plan A, but they still have 2 guys lurking B side.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I like that.
I like that a lot. That was a really good play from the Los Angeles Thieves. And then this is where Optic were able to bring this to around 11. It was a close map here, man. Shotzzy, he's going to get this B bomb down. They rush B instantly. So LA Thieves trying to play a B retake. They gave it up. I personally don't like the play from LA Thieves. I don't like when people give up B. I think you should get aggressive on that B site every round. I think the A site's a lot easier to retake. And this setup's always just, this is just, you know, this is tough.
This is tough.
Shotzi's getting 2 right away. He's going to work the map a little bit.
Camping in the spawn.
Yeah, and then right here.
You never give up this bomb, bro. You're fried if you do.
I
don't
agree,
care.
man. I agree. And
It's so,
especially
it's fucked, bro.
Especially on a 5-4 round where like these can close it out. I was just surprised, man. They let Optic just go right to the bomb and they get it down. And then we get into the 5-5 round, and this is where Draza, man, a big first blood on the Prelude. Prelude's going to overchow a little bit. I think Prelude should have backed off here.
Damn.
I think once he shimmied first and got
Yeah,
out, he
yep.
shimmied again. He tried to chow. He got a little bit too confident. I think he should have maybe backed up, regained his health. They had the information. They knew a guy was on the bomb. They could have even rotated it back to B or did something, you know,
Yep.
like maybe break some ankles. But he gets picked, and instantly it's a 4v3. And Optic, they got to do something. And LA Thieves, they do a good job. Look how they're staying together. They're staying together. They're
Playing
working
trades.
trades. And end up winning their one. So really good plays. We know in the beginning of the year, LA Thieves at times, man, they just were solo chowing after solo chow. And it was super frustrating to watch. So LA Thieves, they do a really good
Optic
job,
just
man.
stopped playing this map with confidence. Like, it's like after that round, they just like stopped doing shit. Like even right there when Draza gets the kill, they didn't go in and force the trade. They didn't rotate. They just sat there. Eventually, all Thieves rotates, and then they just retake the site from them. And they were just sitting there like that, dude. They just I don't know. It almost feels like they just got nervous, like towards the tail end of the map, and they were just like so scared of making plays because they didn't want to cost, and they ended up just losing.
Yep, and then we get into the control. We get into a Berlin control, and this is kind of where LA Thieves, they kick up, man. They win this offense. They win the first defense on Berlin. They go up 1-0, and they just do a great job getting into this point. And look how they break it, man. They go all the way around. They're actually listening right now. Let's go into the LA Thieves listening and see how the boys were commenting this one.
I'm with you, Dill.
I'm playing through mid too, Zach. You got some guards that got it, yeah. I hate you.
What's right there?
I do that. I'm mid. Live.
Secret step.
Yellow.
Nice 3.
Last guy. I'm coming. That's all you, Zach. Keep looking for your
We're good. I'm giving up secret.
Just up down.
Watch me outer. Watch out back left.
Outer. Hold, boys, hold.
I'll pay dead. I'm looking for
Try to
pro.
hold outer on you, Ken.
Yeah, I'm living. I'm in mid. I'm in mid. I'm
Good play.
strong. Yep.
I'm gonna slow play our side outer.
Playing a kill stone, bro.
Dashi is alive.
Here,
Outer
here,
point.
I'll get stone. No,
That'd be nice.
That should be offense on me. Offense, not weak. In offense,
point
left
behind
corner. Left corner,
Can we push on our glass, guys? They can be pushed on our glass. Look at outer right now. I don't see outer door.
Oh, you do. We're deep. He's inner, telling you. Alright, take our time, bro. Take our time.
Hey, long pro, dead.
Get it out.
Secret. Outer, deep outer.
Secret, on point.
Let's go.
Yeah, we need outer door. Outer to run it out of front.
Bro.
Oh, God, I need
Yeah,
it.
he's barrel door. Outer, watch out. Good barrel door. Ken.
Good coordination on the nades.
Good comms.
I mean, all in all, a great little check in there with the LA Thieves.
Yeah, you can see how LA Thieves was able to, and I like the calm from Kenny, right? Take your time. You know,
Take your time.
get control of front, work your corners, make sure you pick up these kills, and don't force anything, because the more you force, the worse it's going to get. And you can see Kenny, right? He's going to take this route. He's going to take this route right through the middle of the map. He's going to go through fire. He's going to win a big 1v1 off spawn against Shotzzy. And that's going to open things up. He's going to get on that pinch, hit the quick flank, and just like that, LA Thieves find themselves into this point. And Optic are squirming. So Kenny making the heads-up play,
Shout out
getting
Ken,
press.
man.
Shout out Kenny, man. He played fantastic today. Prime Kenny. Back to business.
And finally,
And
because
if
he
he-
has been getting cooked.
Well,
He has been getting cooked.
if he throws the bandana on, who knows what the fucking happened. You know what I'm saying? And then LAT, they go onto the defense, and Optic just wasn't able to capitalize, man. They weren't able to capitalize on his defense, and this one was all over. They get the 8 point. Obviously, I think LAT's did a great job contesting that 8 point and kind of just draining lives and draining the clock. And you could just kind of see those lives slowly go down. They just pinned Optic into the spawn. Optic couldn't leave the spawn trap, man. That spawn trap's done. What do you think when you're spawning back there in that warehouse?
Spawn trap is
That spawn trap
demoralizing.
is
I'm just
ass.
like, I'm pulling up mad clips of, yo, put us up. Yo, how do we get in this situation, bro?
And the only play you could do is just hit long routes docks. Or you can wrap all the way back.
But you gotta just slide out and
try and
die,
kill
and
him.
just someone's gotta get the trade.
So you can see
do.
the LAT's boys, they end up clutching this one up. It goes to lives, and we'll take a look at the final
This
scoreboard.
map was the most dominant and most surprising for me out of all of them. I don't
Yeah,
think,
me too.
I don't,
Me too.
I'm not for sure on this, but I don't think Optic's ever been blown out in a control.
I can't recall one.
But again, they only had 3 losses in control to begin with. They were like 25-3 or 26-3 going into this series in control alone. To get beat is one thing, but to get 3-0'd, that's surprising. And I think this is also the first time they've lost this map. I think all of their control losses come on Tuscan anyway. So first time they've ever lost Berlin either.
I mean, I was telling Don, the Optic's such a good Berlin, or not just Berlin, a control team. I just didn't think LAT's was going to take it, but they played fantastic. Kenny 29-17. Envoy 20-13. So Envoy doing his thing. Octane 19-12. He's been stepping up as well. Octane's been playing better. Draza just filling in the gaps, doing what he's got to do. His damage is up there with the others. He was negative, but you know, sometimes that happens. Good plays coming out of him, and on the other side, everybody negative. I mean, just look at that. 13-20 from Prolu, 18-22 Shotzi, 15-25 from Scum. Dashy 14-17. I mean, they're just all struggling, man. When the team
You rarely see that stat line.
rarely, and it's an anomaly, man. It's an anomaly, and that's what's gonna happen, man. It's like, you know, sometimes some of these players, man, if they're not slaying, for me, man, if the team works off, they're all gonna slow down. They're gonna slow down, man. They were definitely.
And that's true for every team too.
Yeah, that's true for every team.
And I don't even feel like this is on Optic's fault. This is the whole reason why Thieves is a team. That's the whole reason why no one has gotten dropped yet.
Yeah.
Because they have this potential to fry the best team in the game, or one of the best teams in the game. You know what I'm saying? They just had to put it together. And this is one of those series where Kenny showed up and he showed what he could do. He fried.
To me, this is kind of like, this is what happens when Kenny has a Shotzi-like series, right? Like, we talk about all the time, like when Shotzi's frying, like, Optic looks unbeatable, right? But it's the same thing true when Kenny does what we're used to Kenny doing in past titles. It's the same concept. Yeah, it's the same concept. But the problem was that Kenny was just wildly inconsistent, you know, all through this game so far. Bro. And Shotzi obviously has been a force this entire time. So.
Yep. And then we get into the Berlin Hardpoint. This is the 4th map in Optic. Listen, the first rotation, they had a +40 going into the second rotation of Hardpoints. They played the first set pretty good. They were able to chain the P4, P5. They built themselves a little bit of a lead. But holy shit, did LA Thieves turn up on this second rotation of Hardpoints. They chained the P1, they chained the P2, and we're definitely going to peep that streak from Kenny on that P4 because he was snapping. This is just prime LA Thieves doing what they do. They just started getting really aggressive. They start winning all their ones and just really putting things together. Look at the stat line. Before Dashy's KD, after falling off the map, before it was a 1.58, after a 0.73. That was a weird stat for colleague to throw up there, right?
Yeah.
Him falling off the map, like, that was a little bit of a weird stat. But that was interesting, and you could kind of see how LA Thieves slowly brings it back. They get some time on that P1. They're able to set up early onto this P2, and you can see Dashy. He's gonna go all the way around docks. He's gonna try and capitalize and kind of collapse onto this hill. But LA Thieves are just winning fight after fight. So they're gonna lock it down. They're gonna take the lead here, and then going into the P3. This is kind of where, you know, it's a little bit mixy. I like how LA Thieves broke this, man. You can see it starts with. I definitely think Optic. They went a little crazy here. Ooh. Look at the rotation for Optic. Where are they all going?
Those are good shots.
But where are they all going here? With 5 seconds left, why are they all running through fire? You see this? You see one guy's in the back, one guy's pushing up fire, 2 guys are in fire, and number 2's in the back, like trying to stay alive, and then they just all go down. There's just no trades, no crossfires. They're just running at him. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of.
They just played sloppy, bro.
Kenny
just smoked them.
He smoked them. What he smoked?
What
miss Kenny?
He was also 7-13 when they were down.
Nah, he just, bro.
He beams Dashy here, bro. That's good shots.
Those are incredible.
Those are good shots. I didn't even see him.
Wait, no. Then he gets another. Look, Sam gets this one kill, and then he gets another one.
But this kill, this initial kill onto Dashy is the biggest kill.
Incredible shot.
This is crazy because this is the biggest kill.
I don't think
kill this
Brandon
guy.
did anything wrong here.
No, he didn't. Kenny just did nice shots.
He
There's
just
nothing he
hit
could do.
incredible shots.
Once he dies there, the whole street opens up. All the Optic guys are stuck in fire. You can see number 2. That's gonna be Prolu. He tries to get back to the street to try and like cover for Dashy after he goes down, but it's Kenny again. Picking up the kills. He's able to work on some streaks here. You can see that the spawns come in. And LATs, they're going to collapse onto his hard point. They're going to soak up some time here. Yeah, no, he kept going. He got streaks. He was getting streaks, and he was doing his thing.
My boy going crazy.
And then watch what he does going into this P4, or at the end of this P4. He just does some crazy shit. We're going to tune in. Let's go on board with the streak.
I remember this.
Let's do a live listening with Kenny into the streak. Let's check it out.
To go vacant, you've got to grab these seconds, and you got to grab them soon. Back and forth we go,
right here,
15 more left at train as everybody from the Thieves continues to fry.
Kenny is absolutely beaming right now, not missing any shots. Finds himself on another 4 spree. Only 10 seconds remaining on this point.
He was piecing, brother.
Damn.
Piecing, bro.
On another 6 spree.
Look, he keeps going. Look, he's still going. He's still going, this guy.
17.
That was disgusting.
Drop.
That was disgusting,
Y'all
bro.
want to drop him? Look at that shit,
Who
though.
wanted to drop him?
Who want to drop him?
Look at this, bro. He's still going. Oh, you're talking about Reddit and shit? Oh, yeah.
Kenny having his moment.
You know what I'm saying? He's
The
still
only thing that
going.
can stop him is his own YY.
Listen, bro, he was shooting good, man. He was shooting
The only thing that
fucking
can stop him is his own YY. That's how he does.
Isn't that crazy?
Look
Look at this. Hey, what you doing, baby?
Yo, he does need to chill on the YYs though, but
he
but
does.
you don't want to take him out of his rhythm, but it gets him killed a lot. Sometimes somebody fly around a corner,
Especially
he's
in
like,
Vanguard, bro. You die so fast. You have to be. You cannot be caught by surprise.
Nah, you can't. You could just see the streak from Kenny comes in, and then LA Thieves are just able to close it out in this P5. They just keep Optic pinned.
Yeah.
They keep them pinned, and they can't get out. They're just filling in the gaps. Once Kenny goes down, Draza fills it in, and they just keep flooding the choo-choo train. And just like that, LA Thieves are able to close it out on the P5. You can see how excited they are. This guy's waving goodbye.
Yo, who the fuck is that
Who the
guy?
fuck is that guy?
Who the fuck is
Hey,
that?
long. You got the one LAD's fan. Look, the one LAD's. Yo, look at this
He
picture.
just had like 3 different
Wait,
jerseys
look at this
on,
picture
bro.
though. Look at this picture.
Bro,
look.
that was
Nah, I
every
swear to
event.
God, he had a Toronto
Bro, it's every
jersey
event.
Yeah, look at this
earlier
guy.
today,
Look at this
bro.
guy, bro.
I swear to God.
Look at this guy with his arms crossed, and this guy's flexing over here with the LAD's jersey. Look at that. It's a good picture.
I promise you, he had a
It's a
different
good
jersey
picture.
on, bro.
I feel for Prolu. I think Prolu's an amazing player, man. I definitely think Illy should come back into the team as quick as possible. But I think Prolu's really made a name for himself,
Yeah,
and
dude.
Prolu's good.
I'm proud
Prolu's
of the
really
kid,
good.
man.
Do
I'm proud
we-
of the guy.
Do we know if Krim was at the venue today? Mainly in this series? Do we know if he walked in the
I saw
venue?
Porter last night. I don't know where about today, but I saw Porter last night.
Yo, he might have walked in the venue, no bullshit, for
Nah,
this
think
series.
so?
To watch it. Nah, just to watch this series, so maybe sign a few autographs. Because look, we saw a different Optic in this series. I'm just saying.
We didn't. We saw a different Optic. Well, listen. You can talk about all you want about Optic slacking or not playing well. This, for me, was all I like Thieves. I just think you got to give Thieves their flowers. I think they played great today. They were just on point, man, and they outplayed
Optic
them.
looked hella good coming into
LA
the
Thieves
tournament
outplayed
from the
them,
qualifier with Prolude.
Some lit matches.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
these
Bro,
Yeah.
they had what, 6 weeks? They had a whole stage to play with Prolude. There's no excuses. So anyone blaming Prolude is absolutely faded.
At the end of the day, bro, they're gonna bring Illy in. That's great. I'm hoping that he's
always gonna
good
be
and
a
ready to
tough
play.
match.
That
Yeah,
way they
it-
got the only reason though is because people can stop making up fucking excuses, man. Like just let Optic play. If they do good, they do good. But stop
But
making
at the end of the
excuses
day-
for them.
At the end of the day, Illy's gonna come back, and Optic's gonna still remain the second best team in the game. But it was a great series. It was a great series to watch. And today was a great day at COD. But I think tomorrow, Tom, we got some heaters. So
We got some
what's the
heaters
schedule
tomorrow,
looking
man.
like?
We got Seattle Surge going up against Atlanta Faze. That's going to be the winner finals. Winner of that goes into the grand final. And we got Toronto Ultra going up against the Los Angeles Thieves. That's a loser's bracket match, obviously. So once they go down, they would play the loser face Seattle. And then we got the elimination final and the grand final. So let's just do our predictions for the first 2 maps. I think tomorrow, I'm going to be at the venue all day tomorrow. I haven't been to the venue once. So no watch party tomorrow. Probably going to hop to the venue. I might go live during the venue. You think I should go live during the venue and walk around? Maybe check out the challengers pit?
It's gonna
Maybe
be
I'll
lit.
go.
Sure.
Maybe
It's
I'll go
gonna be
live
lit, man.
live from the cell phone. I'll walk
Yes,
around.
sir.
Maybe Don will come roll up with me. And
Yes, sir. I'ma
we'll
be
chill
there,
out.
for sure.
You know, and then after the tournament is over, I was thinking about maybe getting a group and we could come kick it on the couch. We're not gonna go over any gameplay or anything. anything. We're just gonna sit down. I'm gonna post a community Reddit post. You guys can ask some questions, and we'll go team by team and just talk about the major, man, and just have a vibey stream to end it off on a Sunday, man. Have some good vibes. So let's go into these predictions.
Wait, so no flank tomorrow?
No flank, but
It's gonna be more vibey.
more.
Relaxed.
Pat, Chris, maybe not. You might have a day off tomorrow. If we get enough guys to come on the couch, maybe we could just be, me, you, Tony, and Trey, and I don't know. We just get some people.
Just let
maybe
us know.
Dylan wants to come through. You guys won't be able to be on the couch, obviously, because you guys are not here. So I'll let you know. You guys might have a little day off. You can kick your feet up a little bit.
Whatever you
what
want to
I'm
do,
saying?
boss man.
But let's get into the predictions, man. I mean, we got Seattle Surge going up against Atlanta Faze. I got Faze all day of the week. I got Faze winning the whole thing tomorrow. They're my team. I think they're winning. I'm proud of the guys. They made it this far, and they've been playing well, man. I think these guys are looking well. What they did to LA Thieves today, oh my, don't.
That was bad.
I just think as long as they keep up that energy and keep up that momentum, I just think they're gonna win. And then the Toronto Ultra, LA Thieves, I think LA Thieves is going to beat them. LA Thieves look good. If they come out and play how they did today, they're going to beat them. And then it would probably be LA Thieves versus Seattle. I got Seattle. And then, I got a Faze Seattle final. What do you think about that, Don?
Bro, I don't want to do this is the hardest to predict, bro. Faze Seattle final. That's a good.
That's who I got.
Bro, anything is realistic tomorrow. Anything is realistic.
Anything,
tomorrow.
man. Anything, bro.
Anything.
Why they screaming Luma? What the fuck they screaming Luma for? What the fuck did I do? Pat, what do you got?
So I obviously got Faze beating Surge. I think they're going to continue that dominance in the winner bracket.
What map count though? What's map count though?
Honestly, I think they're gonna come out and
Dominate?
and dominate. Yeah, I think they're gonna show up and prove a point. I think that
what's the map count?
3-0. I think they're on a mission.
3-0.
I think they're on a mission. I think they could lose the search, but I think it's a 3-0. I think honestly, like I've said it all along, Faze is on a mission, and Major 3 is their event where things are gonna come full circle for them, and they're gonna be back in dominance form where no one can say anything. Outside of that series, though, I got Ultra beating Thieves. This one is weird, though, because I do feel like if Thieves come out and Kenny has one of those series again, they could beat the Ultra, right? Like, that's always what we said about the Thieves. It's all reliant on Kenny. But I think Ultra should win this series 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, I agree.
You agree with that?
And then I got Ultra also beating Surge, and I got a Faze Ultra final where Faze takes it home. Major 3 champions.
What's map count though? Faze. Faze
5-2. Faze Ultra 5-2 Faze.
Okay, Faze. Okay.
And what about you, Chris? You
I got-
going over there? You ready for bed,
Yeah,
huh,
I
Chris?
was-
It's been a
dude,
long day, man. Long day.
I've been going through it, man. But anyway, I've been trying to just stay focused on the shows
Listen,
and stuff,
Chris,
distract myself. But hey, man.
we got
Chris,
your
you
back,
the
Chris.
man.
You know we got
Listen,
your back, man.
anyways,
We love you, brother.
enough about me, man. I appreciate y'all, but I got Faze, Ultra, Faze. That's gonna be my prediction for who wins their matches tomorrow.
Yo, everybody hopping on the Faze train now. Everybody's saying it when they
I'm gonna
hot.
choose my prediction.
When they
Wait,
hot.
what?
What do you mean, Pat? What the fuck are you talking about?
Listen, hey, just know who was there since day one. Major 3 champs, Faze Clan. Sorry, Tom. Atlanta Faze. Sorry.
Atlanta Faze. Listen,
Atlanta Faze, my bad.
I went with Optic early on, and I was not wrong when they were winning in the beginning. They were winning. And then there was the last couple series I started going with Faze because I just thought Faze was gonna turn it around and eventually beat Optic, but they just haven't done it yet.
All right, Don, let's hear your
Wait, so
predictions.
y'all don't even think Surge is gonna make the finals
We got Faze Clan picking Faze.
I think Ultra beats them, and it's a close
and
series.
loses finals? You think Ultra beats
if
Surge and loses finals?
I will say this, Don.
Yes.
If Thieves beat Ultra, I could easily see Surge making the finals. But if it's Ultra, I got Ultra making it.
I'm going with Surge, man.
You
Shout
going
out
Surge?
AG,
You going
bro.
Surge,
Shout
bro?
out AG,
Win it
bro.
all?
I
To
got
win it all?
Surge. Listen, Surge. Listen, I'm in enemy territory right now too. I got FaceTime. I got Faze. all
Bepsi,
these
that's
Faze-
Bepsi, bro.
I got Faze everywhere in this motherfucker. Listen, I'm going Surge respectfully. Respectfully, I'm going Surge. I think Surge gonna win this shit, bro. I just feel like AG, they're confident, bro. AG, Sib, Rookie of the Year. They're just not delusional, because they deserve that right to be that confident. They're confident. I'm going Surge. I'm going Surge in that matchup. Then what? Faze, Ultra versus. Damn. See, that's a toss up. I don't know. I'm gonna go Thieves. I'm gonna go Thieves in that
Thieves?
matchup. I'm gonna go Thieves.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go Faze versus Thieves. Faze bully Thieves, and then Surge close it out in the finals.
Okay.
I'm going Surge taking it all, bro.
So you got Surge beating Faze twice then,
Yeah.
in both the best of
Yeah.
5 and a best of 9.
Yes. They beat him one time. It's curtains. They beat him one time. It's curtains, bro. like close
Hey,
them
Don,
up.
get out. Get out of here, Don. Get out. All right.
I got to
Let's
be
just play.
Faze twice, bro. God.
Yo, Tom,
I
how
do.
many shots has Don had? That'll
He
explain
had
everything.
One too many.
Yeah,
He
one
drank
too
half the
many,
bottle.
son.
His
One
bottle's
too
almost
many.
gone, bro.
Nah,
Hey,
Almost gone, bro.
So it's the
Hey,
bottles
bro.
predictions, not yours.
Nah,
You know
bro.
what I'm saying?
Oh, God. Listen, I got Surge, man. Surge.
The one thing I will
Surge
say
tomorrow,
though,
bro.
the one thing I will say, out of the teams that all made it, like this is the best top 4 we probably
This
got
is the
right
best
now.
top
At
4 we
this
could've
at this
got.
current moment, the only the Thieves may be a little bit kind of a question, but that's just because of how wildly inconsistent they have been.
But
So
they
we
got
don't know
Gunny,
what the
though.
fuck. But they're still a good team, right? They have like
So
the,
you don't
they
even
have
got
the
Optic
pieces.
top 4?
Yeah, I was gonna say
No,
you wouldn't have Optic top four.
that's not what I said. That's not what I said. I'm
No,
saying
that's
like
what you
these
said. That's
teams.
what you said.
That's what he
Hey,
said,
bro.
bro.
That is
Said
modding.
no, bruh.
That is
Never
modding.
said that. Never said that. I'm saying out of the I'm out of the tournament. Pretty much everybody deserved to be here that played in the tournament. Like they all
Okay,
look
I see
that
what you're
good.
saying. I see what you're saying. All right. You said it a little the way you said it. I think. It
No,
was the
never
way
said
you
that. I
it.
said these guys all
I'm
deserve to be
surprised-
here for
I
sure.
was surprised out they didn't make top 4. To
Like
be
every
honest. I
team,
was surprised.
every way. What I'm saying is every team worked for it to get here. Like
Facts,
every
facts.
team had to work for it to get here.
No, 100%, man. And there's a lot of competition. We've been talking about this, bro. We can give our opinions and give our thoughts, but on any given day, we don't know what's gonna happen. We really don't. So shout out to all the teams, man. The tournament's been fantastic, and tomorrow we end it, man, on the championship Sunday. So we'll be live, man. I'll probably be live at the venue. We'll go live on the couch tomorrow. I really appreciate you guys watching. Hey, Don, thank you so much for coming on, brother.
Come on, man.
It's always a pleasure. Don was kicking it with me all day
Vibes,
on the watch
man.
party. We were having a good ass time in here, taking a couple shots and shit. I usually don't drink, but it was a special occasion. You know what I'm talking about?
special occasion.
But guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the love today. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe before watching on YouTube. Go to anchor.fm/theflank to check out all the audio sites that we're on, and go to @theflank on Twitter. Gersh is doing a fantastic job running socials, so make sure to go follow the flank. And as always, man, take care, brush your hair, and have a good fucking day.
Yes, sir.
Later, guys.
Steve.
Peace
Yes, sir.
out.
Yes, sir.
Fucking broken ass intro. This shit's broken.
Nah, that shit, bro.
Nah, it's broken. The
lie,
audio, the
bro.
audio's all fucked up.
Go this shit, bro. You want
I'm
some
out,
go to
boys.
that
I'll see you
shit,
guys
bro.
later.
I ain't gonna
All right, later, Chris.
I'll see y'all tomorrow, maybe.
Later, bro.
All right,
I'll see you tomorrow.